small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And what better way to kick off another week of the show than to talk to somebody that's starting a business, that's getting their business down to business. And we're honored and thrilled to have Stephanie Strauss of WeeVu on the air. WeeVu is WeeVu. And again, you can call in to hear Stephanie at 312-642-5600. Stephanie Strauss, thanks for joining us on Get Down to Business. How are you today?
I am doing fantastic, Shalom. Thank you so much for this opportunity and for having us be part of your show.
Oh, well, it's great. You know, we talk every week on Get Down to Business with folks that have advice and information to share with the business community. But one of the things that I love most is hearing from the folks that are really making it happen, really starting an idea, taking it from scratch. And as I always say, it's it's called building a business for a reason. It's hard work. So where did your idea for WeeVu come from?
Great question. So the brains behind WeeVu actually comes from my younger brother. So his name is Matt Strauss. He is 9 years younger than I am. He is just a baby, as I like to call him. He just graduated college, and he thought about this when he was actually in school. So he went to West Virginia University, and he was a soccer player, and he was coaching kids at the time, like young teenagers, probably around 12 or 13. And, growing up, we grew up in the North Shore of Chicago in Wilmette. Our parents are actually still in the same house we grew up in. And, Matt played soccer all throughout his childhood, high school, college, and he was given so many opportunities. For example, when he was about 11, 12 years old, he was able to play soccer in Italy. And he, was thinking back, like, how fortunate am I to be able to play soccer in Italy? Like, who am I? Why does this happen to me? And he, this really was so powerful and impactful to him that when he was coaching these kids, he was thinking, like, what if there was a way to somehow, incorporate these local sports clubs with local, businesses and to shop and be able to give back to a local club. And so while shopping local, you would support a local nonprofit. And that's really where it all started. And it's been a year and now 5 months of research and development. It's crazy for me to be talking to you right now, let alone to be in the new phases that we keep reaching every day. It's a very, very, very exciting time.
Very exciting. So, Stephanie, you're in business with your brother, and this is a theme you're going to be hearing a lot about on Get Down to Business this week. We're going to talk a lot about family businesses and the unique dynamics that come along with that. And this is interesting because this is a story, this is a business that started not out of an idea to, hey, this is a great way to profit big time, but this was just a story that came out from life. And that's just fascinating. Yeah. So tell us about sort of what you've been doing over these past few months and what you're trying to do. Who are you trying to engage with through your new business, through WeeVu?
So we really are here to make a difference. And, our goal is to change the way everybody's able to shop and leave back forever. So I just said a new language. So we're saying weave back, forgive back, donate. And our thinking is, we all have to do our everyday shopping. We all have to grab lunch somewhere, grab a coffee somewhere, take our dry cleaning somewhere. Maybe we treat ourselves, us ladies, and we get a manicure or pedicure somewhere. So why wouldn't we go somewhere where we know we can make a difference, especially if we get to choose where that money goes to?
It's so important. Every one of our listeners that I hear from, on the street, they all tell me that it's all community for them when they decide to go to the store. They're spending their hard-earned money going to that particular store. And I'm a big believer in shopping local. I'm a big believer in, picking the stores that you go to, supporting your local community. And it sounds like you're really exemplifying that trait, and you're trying to encourage, people to support businesses, giving back. And that's really what it's all about. So tell us about some of the success stories. I'm sure you're like every business, like every small business, you're out there networking. Tell us who you've been talking to.
Sure. So it's been, like I said, a year and 5 months of research and development, and we probably have a list of mentors and advisors of 100 plus, and the opportunities that have been given to us we are so grateful, so fortunate to have met such incredible people. And, recently, so what we've been doing these last 13 weeks where we have reached this whole new phase in our business is we just started reaching out to nonprofits and as of 13 weeks ago. And we just reached a milestone and talked to our 100th nonprofit, which is crazy.
That's amazing.
What's even crazier is that there's so many more nonprofits in the city of Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. And what's so fascinating is that we had no idea, my brother and I and our team that we have, had no idea the amount of organizations that are in the North Shore, let alone surrounding suburbs and city of Chicago. And if we didn't know these things, there has to be so many others that also don't. So we are so excited to have a platform for all of these amazing nonprofits to be discovered and for people to, again, support these local businesses and be able to give back to them. And,
of course, in just a few minutes, we're going to have you share your contact information. So if people want to introduce themselves to you, want to introduce their business, their store, or, of course, they want to give back, we'll make sure that people can get a hold of you. And just remember, listeners, you can call in to Get Down to Business at 312-642-5600. That's 312-642-5600. You can also tweet your questions to me at Shalom Klein. We'd love to hear your advice and your questions for our guest, Stephanie Strauss of WeeVu, as well as our other guests on Get Down to Business. But Stephanie, obviously, as I said, starting a business it's hard work. What advice would you share to other young entrepreneurs that are out there trying to get their idea and turn it into reality?
Good question. So what I can say is that our business model from day one to what it is now has completely changed. And for that, we have our mentors and advisors to thank, because it's so important to, yes, have a good idea, but not be so stuck and set in your ways to, think that your way is the only way, and to really be open to change and open to advice, because we really wouldn't be where we are without our mentors and advisors.
Fantastic. It's the story of a great local Chicago small business that's doing something, and that's doing a business that's all about community. And we love that. Chicago is a big city, but, a very small community. And as I always say, it's only 1 degree of separation between just about anybody out there. And we're so excited that you're joining the ranks of entrepreneurs, and hopefully we'll continue to follow your story on the Get Down to Business radio show. So, Stephanie, how can people get in touch with you and your brother and reach out to you and find out more about the work that you're doing?
Great questions. So we are all over the internet. You can go to WeeVu.com. We are very social media heavy.
And that's WeeVu.com.
You got it, WeeVu.com. We are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, we are on LinkedIn, we are on Pinterest. Again, we're all over the web. If anybody has a nonprofit that's very near and dear to their heart, you can reach out to me. I get to talk to nonprofits, which I think I have the better end of the stick. Matt gets to talk to businesses. And I can be reached at steph@weevu.com, and that is STEPH@weevu.com.
Well, thanks for the good work that you're doing in the business community. We appreciate it. You can join me and hopefully businesses like WeeVu on October 30th at our free Business and Employment Expo. It's called the Business Event. More information is on my website at shalomklein.com. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510. After the break, more business and entrepreneurship.
How can you get from here to there? We've got the answer from the ChicagoRadioDeals.com traffic